floor for questions. If you do have a question, just go ahead and raise your hand there in the participants queue. And our first question is going to come from Steve Schweitzer. Go ahead for your question, Steve.
Hey, Erik, Steve Schweitzer from the Lasco Press in beautiful Fenton, Michigan. So a lot of people up here have been asking when you were going to get a ride, and it's great to hear that things have worked out to keep you in the Cup Series again for next year. My question is, Richard Petty Motorsports has a technical alliance with Richard Childress Racing, and they just announced that they're going to be getting engines from the Hendricks Group. Is that program going to expand to you guys as well?
I believe so. I can't answer for sure, but RPM's had that alliance now with RCR for a few years, and it's been a full-on technical alliance. So there's still some stuff I got to learn about and how it all works and what we're getting from RCR and what the whole program is there. I know the most, the essentials of it, how it works, but that was a pretty recent announcement, so I haven't really, dove into that yet and how everything's going to work there. But I assume it's the same stuff, so I think that's going to be a positive. And, they've been trending upwards the last couple of years anyways, with RPM on their own and with RCR's help, they've both been moving in the right direction. So I think that's going to, continue to drive it in the right way anyways.
Great. Thank you very much. We're excited. Congratulations.
Thanks.
Our next question will come from Jason Lewis. Go ahead with your question, Jason.
Erik, it's good to see you and congratulations. Obviously, with the crew chief, it's a guy you're familiar with, Jerry Baxter. How excited are you to, get back with him, and how much does that help a transition going from one team to the next where you have some familiarity there?
Yeah, it makes things simpler. I'm not going in blind by any means. I know Jerry pretty well. I haven't worked with him, as a crew chief of my own, but when I was at KBM, he was obviously there and working at KBM on the other trucks. So I know Jerry and have met and talked to him quite a bit. I've actually, already talked to him a little bit the last week or so after we, we're getting really close on getting this deal signed up. And, he's really excited. I'm excited to work with Jerry. He's been around for a long time in the sport, has a lot of knowledge, a lot of know-how. And I think what he's done at RPM has been pretty impressive too. So I think it'll be an easy transition. We get to skip kind of the awkward introduction stage and we can go right into, working on the race cars and kind of what we're going to look for in each other. And the team to go out and be strong right off the bat in Daytona. So I think that's going to be a good pairing. And, Jerry's a racer hard and, as am I, and I think we can share that, right off the bat and kind of hit things off and start on the right foot.
One more real quick, if you don't mind. I know for you too, you were, in a group of 4 drivers before. Now you're the guy they said today they're going to put 100% effort and focus on you. Coming from a small town like Byron to now coming to like a smaller team, how excited are you at, and how much does that give you some more comfort as opposed to being part of just a massive team with so many different moving parts?
Yeah, I think it's great. That was one of the things really that when RPM reached out, I was kind of excited about was the opportunity to be a single car team and just have everybody working in the same direction. The cool part is I'll have the chance really to get to know everybody at RPM. Everybody who's working on that car in the shop and getting it to the racetrack. Coming from JGR, I never got the chance to meet everyone. It's a pretty big company, and there's a lot of people that I never had the chance to even really interact with too much. So that was always a little strange for me, growing up and racing and working on my own stuff with my family and getting to really know everybody who had a hand in working on the race car. So kind of getting back to that small town and small team feel, I think, is going to be really kind of nice. And, just having one voice, which is mine and Jerry's, to kind of lead the team in the direction we think we need to go, I think is going to be a good thing.
Thanks, Erik, and congrats again.
Thank you.
Our next question will come from Jonathan. Good question, Jonathan.
Hey, Erik, thanks for doing this. The number 43 is a pretty important number. I was just wondering what it means to you to be able to have that now on the side of your car and just that history and that legacy that comes with that number.
Yeah, it's definitely iconic. You look at the history of NASCAR and the 43, everybody everybody who knows who Richard Petty is if they're a race fan, and even if they aren't a race fan, a lot of people know who Richard Petty is. So that's really neat, and having the chance to get to spend some time with him the last couple of weeks, has been pretty cool. I never really gotten the chance to talk too much with him and spend a lot of time with him other than in passing. So it's just really cool to hear the old stories. And, I'm a really big fan of the history of the sport, and to get to learn, and hear some of the stories firsthand is a pretty cool experience. So it's really neat to see how invested he is in the team and in the sport and the direction that we're going. And I think that's going to be a really good match. And the thing about RPM, like I mentioned a second ago, is just it's a group of racers, and that really fits me well and my goals well. And I think we both are really motivated going into it. I have a lot that I want to go out and prove in the Cup Series. I want to continue to go out and win more races, and RPM wants to do the same thing. They want to go out and they want to win races. So I think we can work together pretty well in trying to get to that goal and get that accomplished for next year.
And if I can just follow up, do you feel any extra added pressure with that number on the side of your car now?
Well, I mean, there's definitely a heritage you want to uphold. I think that number is, one of the most successful numbers in the history of the sport, and one of the biggest numbers. And you want to go out and you want to do it proud. You want to run well, and you want to be up front. So I don't know that there's extra pressure from it. I always feel like any of the pressure that's on me is really from internally, from just myself, that I want to go out and run well. I want to go out and compete, win races, and I've never tried to let too many things from the outside come in and influence that.
Our next question will come from Alex Sims. Go ahead with your question, Alex.
Hi, my name's Audrey, and actually I'm my coworker. So,
okay.
So sorry about that.
Sorry.
You kind of answered my last question, Eric, in a way, in a sense, because you mentioned earlier that it was going to be a great pairing for both of you, and you kind of elaborated on that a bit with just with a group of racers. But if there's anything else, I guess, about joining this team, or you feel like it's a great pairing for both of you, what is that?
I think it was just kind of a good timing for us. Obviously they were moving on and looking for a new driver, and I was looking for a new team, and just common goals and common interests, I think, that really matched up between both of our groups going into it, and just the motivation side of it. I think they're more motivated than ever to continue to grow their program, and they've been heading in such a good direction the last few years that they just are so close to taking that next step. That they really wanted to, find somebody kind of on the same path. And I feel like I'm, kind of in that same spot where we've been really close. We won races, and I want to win more. And so I think that's a really good, joining of two groups coming together now that are going to be able to go out and really go for a really common goal and have one focus effort on it. So that's really the part that I'm most excited about.
Thank you.
Our next question will come from Brandon Crab. Go ahead with your question, Brandon.
Hey, Eric. Brandon Crab, Land Traffic Podcast out of Metro Detroit. You mentioned the iconic number, the 43. I think with that, you obviously have a fan base that's going to bring a new fan base. Talk about what it's going to mean to go drive that 43 for the first time with the new fan base, and then even coming to MIS that first time with friends and family driving that 43.
Yeah, there is, a huge fan base that follows along with RPM, with the number. So that's going to be really cool, to welcome all the people in my group, I guess, that's already kind of following me, and have them hopefully join along and follow. And, I think we share a lot of the same, core values really between the fans and myself, and what we do and what we look for. So it's cool for me. My grandma's a huge Richard Petty fan, grew up, and she always was interested in watching him. So that's pretty cool. She's excited about it, and has been wanting to tell everybody for the last week about what I was doing, and I had to keep putting her off. So it'll be cool. I hope, when we come back to MIS, we get to have fans in there, so I can have some friends and family come down and, have the chance to meet King. That's a pretty cool experience, and he's been, really welcoming to me coming in there. So I think it's going to be a pretty cool experience for everybody.
That's awesome. Congrats, man.
Thanks.
Our next question will come from Roy Akers. Go ahead with your question, Roy.
Yeah, thank you, Eric. I have a couple questions. But the first one, when you found out that Bubba Waller, well, actually, when you left your team And when Bubba left, was this the job that you were really targeting, or were there some other partners that were in the background perhaps looking for your services?
Well, we definitely talked to, a variety of different teams. I wouldn't say that RPM was the only team on the plate, but as things kind of started to shake out and people started to find their rides and, we were starting to kind of work towards one direction, I think RPM became a pretty clear choice for us in the place that we wanted to go. So it was the thing that meant a lot to me was, RPM, they did reach out to us, and I thought that was, really encouraging. You want to, as a driver and as a person, you want to be somewhere where you're wanted. And, RPM showed that interest right off the bat when they were looking for a driver, and I thought that was really encouraging. And like I said, you want to be somewhere that you're wanted, you're appreciated, and I think RPM, is definitely going to be that place.
If I can ask a follow-up, with the partnership happening with Hendrick Motorsports and others, it looks like you're going to have some top-notch equipment. This must really have both you, Richard, Kyle, and the whole team really excited to know that the 43 could run up front.
Yeah, I think they're going to have great equipment. Looking at it, and like I mentioned, the way that they've been trending the last few years, continuing to get their stuff better and better. I think their alliance with RCR has been great, to keep developing their equipment. And, I hope I can help with that. I hope I can bring something to the table that's going to help them continue to get better and better. Obviously I have 4 years of experience at JGR and what we did over there, and can bring a lot of knowledge from that situation. So I think that's, going to be helpful going into it, that we continue to improve the stuff. But, I definitely think going into it, the stuff is already, watching from afar, is continuing to improve and can run up front.
Thank you, Eric.
Mm-hmm.
Our next question will come from Casey Campbell. Go ahead with the question, Casey.
Thanks, Matt. Hey, Eric, how are you, buddy?
Good.
So I want to ask you, do you feel like now with this announcement out there, we kind of talked about it last week when I had you on, do you feel like it's a fresh start for you?
Yeah, I do. I, spent 7 years really with Toyota and what they had going on between KBM and Joe Gibbs Racing, and that was great. They did a lot for me, and obviously took me from the Truck Series all the way to the Cup Series for the last few years, and it was, it was a great ride. I got a lot of great things out of that, won races with them, and, did a lot of good things. And for me, though, I think it was at a point where, it was time to do something different from maybe both sides. It's definitely a fresh start for me, new manufacturer, obviously a new team, things are going to be pretty new. Definitely the most change I've ever had since, 2013, my first year in the Truck Series and coming from late models. So it's a whole new slate for me. The only thing that stays the same is that it's the Cup Series and we're racing the same tracks. It's just going to be a whole new group and everything. So it's going to be good, I think. You kind of reset, take what you learned the last few years, apply what you can, and learn what you can now moving forward, and try to take advantage of the current situation. And I think that's a good thing. I think both sides, like I mentioned, are really motivated, and I think it's going to be a good clean slate and a good breath of fresh air to start over.
Who's the coolest person that reached out to you about this? And did Jawan Howard reach out to you yet about your new ride?
No, I haven't heard from him. I don't know yet, but I've definitely got some cool texts today, and some people actually from my past racing that have reached out and said their congratulations, and that's been really cool. I've seen the, really from the start, the support that's been out there from the time that we made the announcement that I wasn't going to be back at JGR all the way up until now. Obviously today announcing the new ride with RPM, the support's been really pretty amazing and more than what I really ever expected. So that's been pretty cool.
All right. Congrats, Eric. Thanks, and thank you, Matt.
You're welcome, bud. Our next question will come from Jason Lewis. Go ahead with the question, Jason.
Obviously, you talked a little bit about the iconic of the 43 and what it means to be a part of the team, but for you too, this is a team that's in the history of NASCAR has gotten into victory lane a lot, but they haven't since 2014. What would it mean, or what will it mean to you when you can get them back to victory lane and kind of close that gap, which is something they haven't felt as a team, since 2014?
I mean, it'd be a huge moment. I think for both of us, getting the 43 back in victory lane would be awesome. I can only imagine seeing the King walking in there into victory lane, what that emotion would be like for both of us, really. But there's a lot of people there, and that would be really, really ecstatic about it. And I'm getting a chance to meet more and more people, and seeing their just excitement, to start this deal next year has been really encouraging. And they want to win. Like I mentioned, they're racers. They want to go out there and they want to win races. And that's the goal. We want to go out there and get back to victory lane for both of us. So I think that's going to be cool. I think we've got a great opportunity to do it. But definitely the emotions would be high, I think, from a lot of people if we can get that car back in victory lane.
You also said obviously you've been sitting on this for a little bit too. I know coming into the playoffs when we spoke to you, you had said that this whole contract situation and trying to find a ride was a bit of a distraction. Where in the last few weeks, I mean, you've been one of the best drivers, playoff drivers or not. Do you feel like that really took that pressure off, and how much have you been able to just focus on driving, and how exciting is it that you've been able to hopefully continue to finish the year strong now going into that new team?
Yeah, it's been great to run as good as we have the last few weeks. I mean, that's the goal. You want to run up front. We obviously want to finish the year strong with where we are now at JGR and hopefully win another race. I mean, that's what we want to do. Those guys are they haven't given up at all. And for me, we were still working on this deal the last couple of weeks. I mean, I just was, doing my deal, I guess, going out and trying to put it to the side for the weekend and run strong. It was definitely somewhat of a distraction. You're trying to work hard on putting this deal together and getting it done and keeping tabs on whatever, what all is going on. And, there's a lot of time on the phone and catching up with a lot of different people. And then after you sign it, trying to learn everybody's role and who everybody is and trying to make that all happen really fast. And in the meantime, keeping pace of what you're doing right now. So there's a lot of different things going on, but, having it done now is going to make life a little bit easier. Only 3 races left in the season. Still pretty focused on those and trying to get done what I want to get done there in the 20 car, but definitely excited, to have this done and be able to, start working on it a little bit and start heading in that direction.
Thank you again, Erik.
Yep.
Well, Erik, congratulations again, and we look forward to you closing out the 2020 season, and certainly looking forward to seeing you in that 43 come Daytona next year. So good luck to you.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate the time.
Take care now.